Hi guys! I thought I would do the 50 questions or 50 facts about me tag, seeing as how I saw a couple people requesting it, and I am new to this whole YouTube thing and thought I'd try it out, so I'm going to start rambling on. My full name is Crystal Danielle Clements. I am 29 years old. I'm 5'4". I am the middle child of 3 kids. My sister is the oldest. My brother is the youngest. I am addicted to straight teeth. I love straight teeth. Obviously, I love my own straight teeth. I had very crooked teeth when I was younger, and when I turned about 22 years old, I went to the dentist and slapped some braces on these bad boys, and now I am obsessed with them. I still wear my retainers, and I got them off when I was 24, 25. Can't remember, but I got them off, and I still wear them because sometimes little guys like to shift, and I'm not okay with that. I'm clean, but I'm also kind of messy, where I will clean something and then I decide to do something like get dressed, and a magic tornado appears and messes all of my hard work up. I have a dog named Bailey. She is a Chihuahua, about 5 years old, and I got her from Sonia's 2 dogs, Bella and Beast. She is the love devil of my life. She's some hard work, this one. I am obsessed with shoes. As I was moving into my new place, I was lazy, which another fact is I'm lazy, but I had left about $900 worth of shoes. Now let me tell you, they were all about $40 a piece and under, so you can imagine how many shoes I had in my trunk. And while I was at work, somebody stole them all. Somebody broke into my car, popped my trunk, and stole all of my shoes. I was devastated. I literally cried. I'm not very crafty. I am not good at decorating, so you will never see an apartment tour. It took me 2 times to decorate this tree behind me. I put everything on it, took it all back off because it looked horrible. I live with my boyfriend, and we've been together for 2 years. I am the biggest procrastinator. I wait till the last possible minute to do everything. Everything. I love movies, but I do not watch scary movies. I will not step foot into a theater, into a room, into a scary haunted house. I do not do anything that has something to do with being scary. I was tortured as a child, and that does not happen. Let's see what else. When I was about 10 or 11, I was mauled by a dog. He mauled my face. I was petting him while he was eating, which is something you shouldn't really do, and he jumped on me. He pinned me down by my shoulders, went straight for my neck. I covered my neck. He bit my hands. I have scars all over my hands. And the reason I always wear lipstick is because, don't judge me, but I only have the shape of one side of my lip because he tore the other side clear off. I was open from here all the way through. It was flappy. And then he got me here. Looks like my mom stuck her nail there, and then I had it across my eyelid, which you can't see obviously, and I had to go my first day of 6th grade with my eye patch shut and gauze and tape all over my lip. It was awesome. Not only that, I was oddly short, so everybody just felt really bad for me. I am not a fan of cats. No, not at all. They walk in their litter box and they jump on your counters. I am kind of the caretaker of my family. I am the one that everyone comes to help out, and whether or not that stresses me out beyond belief, it ends up making me really happy knowing that they are not going without and they have everything that they need. I'm not much of a crier. I don't cry over stupid little things. I'm not the girlfriend that cries over everything, that goes and runs in the room and bawls her eyes out. I will cry if I am really mad, and if I cry when I'm really mad, you just better thank your lucky stars, because if I don't cry, that means I'm probably gonna hit you, sadly. And I cry obviously for family tragedies and stuff like that, but sometimes, you know, we're women and we get a little bit emotional. And today I was watching a great thing that an airline did in Canada, where they I don't know, you gotta see it. It's like they scan their boarding pass and then they tell Santa what they want for Christmas. And as they're waiting for their luggage in the next city over, wherever it is that they landed, they are greeted with all the presents that they asked for. That actually made me tear up a little bit because I thought that was the sweetest thing on the planet. I am very sarcastic. I treat everything with sarcasm. That is how I get through my life. That is how I get through the hard times. That is how I get through the bad times and the good times. And that is definitely how I get through work. Sarcasm. I'm a bartender in Pomona. I've been a bartender for 8 years now. You're going to ask me, is bartending fun? And yes, it can be. And no, it can't be. And most of the time, it's not. Most of the time, you know, babysitting drunk people is not the ideal job, but it pays the bills. I have a certificate for paralegal. I went to school for 2 years to Evers College, and it was the biggest waste of time and money that I have ever done in my life. I always wanted to be a trainer, a killer whale trainer at SeaWorld. I have been obsessed with them ever since I was little when Free Willy came out, and I adopted a whale, or like funded a whale and funded conservation and did that for years. And I thought you had to be a marine biologist to do so. So when I got out of school, I went straight to college as a marine biologist major, and I failed miserably. However, I did discover a little talent or something that I could use in my love of acting. I became a singer, and I was asked to go to Citrus Singers, like just to straight go to the highest singing competition that the school that I was going to had. And unfortunately, because I don't know, I was boy crazy or whatever, I failed out of Citrus College, and I was asked to not come back the following year, so I couldn't participate. It's kind of sad. So after that, I always saw myself being on stage, which is something that I love. It's, if I could drop everything now and have no worries and know that everybody was going to be taken care of and go be on Broadway, I would do so. That would just be my ultimate dream. Even if I could just be as a background dancer and singer in one play, I would totally do so. It would make my entire life. I would die happy. I like to think that I know how to cook. I can cook. My food is good and edible, but I don't really like do things from scratch, and I'm not really crafty like that. I'm lazy about it. So if I have to go buy, 30 ingredients to make something that I really, really want, I'm going to go find a store that already made it for me. When I was a teenager, my favorite TV show was Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Good old Buffy. Kicking ass. I have recently become, I don't want to say political. I'm not into politics. I don't know the nitty gritty of things, but I do want to say that I have just recently become educated in what our government and our country is going through, and I strongly suggest every single one of you do the same, because knowledge is definitely power. I believe that to the fullest, and there's some crazy things going on, and every one of us needs to be aware and protect ourselves and stand up for our country and what we believe in. And I know it sounds weird and crazy, but it is one of the best things that you can do for yourself. Sometimes I like to rock myself to sleep. Very weird. I am not a makeup artist, shocker, and I will never claim to be. I see looks that I like, and I will attempt to do them, but I will probably never show you how to do them. I grew up in Azusa, California until I was 13 years old, and then I stayed with the Azusa School District, and I moved so often. I moved to Pomona, Ontario, Montclair, back to Ontario, back to Montclair, back to Ontario, where I lived with my grandmother in a trailer park, in a nasty, nasty trailer park. I've probably moved over 40 times in my entire life. I do not work out. I am naturally skinny, although I love beer and it's starting to catch up with me in the midsection region. I like to think that I love working out, but I really don't. I quit really fast. If I don't see results within 2 weeks, I'm done. I quit. Not even logical. It's not logical. It's stupid, but I'm lazy. I do not have cable. I cannot afford cable, so I use Netflix and Hulu Plus. I've never seen Snowfall. When I was 18, I wanted to get out on my own so bad, I decided that I can work a million jobs. I had 4, and one of them was a stripper. And my name was Cheyenne. Sonia is my best friend. She is one of the most amazing people I have ever been able to have a friendship with. She is my supporter, and I am her biggest fan, and I do not know what I would do without her. Love you, girl. I have 4 nieces and a nephew, and 1 on the way. I have been in the slammer. Not my proudest moment, and I will never go back. These wrists will never be in handcuffs ever, ever again. 4 years ago, I got pulled over as I was being sober driver, driving my friend home from a bar, and I decided to drink a beer while I was waiting for him to finish his, crazy night. And when I rolled the window down, the cop said he smelled alcohol, which was my friend, and he asked me to get out of the car, and he gave me the sobriety test for about 2 hours, and I passed every single test with flying colors. But I got a little bit mouthy because I was really, really annoyed with him, and excuse my French, but I said, if you're gonna arrest me, then do it, because you're getting on my fucking nerves. His response was, turn around and put your hands behind your back. I then spent 10.5 hours at West Valley Jail. Just a couple of things to let you know that I am human, that I am normal, that I do go through normal people things. I'm not some special person. I'm not a prodigy. I'm not talented at all, but in any means, I am normal. And I think that is what makes me want to do these videos, is that, yes, these women are super, super talented and they can afford all these crazy expensive products, but I can't. So I will find those crazy expensive knockoffs, those crazy inexpensive knockoffs. That way I can show you where you can get similar items at a smaller cost and everybody's happy. Or she found that shirt and it was $80 at some store, but I can find it for $7.99. That is my thing. Remember, quantity over quality, people. Okay, so those are just a few facts about me. I don't really know how many there were. I wasn't counting. I was just kind of rambling. I tried to find like a script to go by so that I didn't sound repetitive. I didn't repeat myself. I wasn't boring. I was catching all the right points. I don't know how good I did. I don't know how well I did. I feel like I was on a test and I kind of failed it. But if you have anything in common with me, please let me know in the comment box below. I will be reading them. Any more suggestions for future videos? I'll try and get a haul video out there soon, once I'm off restriction. I have put myself on a spending restriction, a spending diet, because I've been getting a little crazy lately and bought myself a bunch of Christmas presents that I really wanted, that I knew people couldn't get me. So I've decided that I'm not going to be splurging anytime soon. So if you have any other suggestions for me, please let me know. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for inquiring about me and who I am. Please let me know some things about you. And if you like this, subscribe. If you want to see more, subscribe. If not, thanks for stopping by. And I hope you guys have a nice day. Bye.